Hey everybody, Scotty Combat here, and do you believe in miracles? It can be hard to say with a straight face sometimes. But if you believe in miracles, I want to let you know there is a chance we're definitely getting more from Mortal Kombat 1. Again, if you believe in miracles, and you might not even have to believe in miracles, I think it might just happen. The reason I share this is because Ed Boon did share this the other day with the rest of his posts, and it got overlooked. I want to cut to a very important point real quick, which I'm going to show you right here is where Ed Boon made a post asking which guest character we would like to see return the most, and it's a competition bracket. And the crazy thing is right now, they're asking for our feedback on what we want to see in Mortal Kombat 1 for the next 4 characters. Well, not technically the next 4, it could be the next 4, and that's something that needs to be addressed as well. Along with this post, Ed Boon had asked us, out of 4 characters, which ones do we want to see get combos or skins or any kind of adjustments. Here's a nice reminder that them working on the game, they still have to run quality on it, and this is for competition as well, right? What's awesome is the Mortal Kombat 1 tournament scene's not done. They're still running tournaments. I'm going to throw my theory out there right now that I truly do believe Mortal Kombat 1 has potential for even further content than what we're getting now. I want to say there's a grace window to see how well the game's going to perform, and then they can make that decision. Now, it is kind of strange that Ed Boon's asking about 4 characters and 1 guest character whenever Fate Unknown was saying that they planned on giving us several characters and 1 guest character. I can't help but not talk about it enough because it is exciting, because yes, we already know we're getting all this extra content. I do think they're hyping that up. It gives them time to decide whether they're going to push forward or not by the time the movie's done. I think that makes sense. From now until then, we have this content coming out, and they're also making adjustments to characters, whether it be skins, whether it be combos, mechanics. I think it's possible they could return a previous guest character, but what if it is something more? Me personally, I think it's going to be a new guest character, and this is a way of kind of playing around with it. Every time I start to think something would be cool in Mortal Kombat 1, but I thought probably wouldn't happen, actually ended up happening. Like, I was like, it'd be cool to get some MKX skins or MK9 skins. Well, then Smoke gets an MK9 skin, Scorpion and Sub-Zero get MKX skins. I'd heard the rumors about Floyd for a while, but I wasn't so confident about it, and now it's here, and in 2 different ways too. I feel like there's a couple candidates that are very likely for the last guest character if we're gonna get one. Again, they're asking about 4 characters. I feel like it's possible. We already had like a Kung Jin full model, and instead we got Madame Bo. So if we do get 1 guest character, I think Michael Myers would be very fitting. If we don't get Michael Myers, then a personal choice of mine would absolutely be Doomslayer. And also, I think a lot of people would like to see Doomslayer as well, and the theme of Doomslayer is very fitting for Mortal Kombat. If you didn't see my last video, Ed Boon has been posting asking on what people's feedback are for 4 characters, whether it be combos, skins, etc. I definitely think there's another chance for a guest character. Genuinely, I've been surprised so far with what we've got after T1000. We got another cameo, we know we're getting movie skins, we're getting more in-game skins. That is, skins we didn't see in the files beforehand for Kitana and Mileena. So I've been speculating on that further, whether the 4 characters they're talking about is 4 characters we're going to be getting, or if they are looking for genuine feedback, because if they are, that's going to take some time, which means the game's still in development, because then they have to test it as well. I do think it's important to consider that if it's not for 4 new characters, and it genuinely is for 4 characters for competition, that the game's life cycle does seem to be longer because we're still getting tournaments in 2025. And although I don't participate in the tournament scene or follow it that much, I'm definitely here for it because that just means more content for MK1. Okay, speaking of Kitana and Mileena, some of you may have benefited, especially you Kitana players out there. Kitana's movie fan ended up in the premium shop. You know how down here at the bottom, the shop rotates daily now, as to where the rest of it's still weekly, as it's always been, and we have a couple items that usually change daily now. It's going to be a while before we see Kitana and Mileena's skin, and Kitana's movie gear was in there, her fan. And of course, people took to Reddit to talk about it and let other people know, hey, her fan's available. And then within the same day it got pulled. It was a mistake. They didn't mean to put it in the shop. Some people got away with it. They got the MK movie fan. I don't know, maybe that's intentional. Maybe they did that on purpose just to get a little rise and to see if people will check the shop more often now. Or if it genuinely was a mistake, and maybe it's not a bad idea to start popping in the shop just to see if there is a little item in there that shouldn't be in there. I can tell you I'm someone that benefited from a bug that was in Season 3 as soon as it launched, like literally when the server was ready, I went online and then I got every reward out of invasions, and that was just by signing in the game. I didn't do anything special. I logged in, I got into the first mesa, and I got all these rewards popping up and I wasn't sure why. And if it's worth noting to anyone that's curious, whenever these bugs do happen, NRS doesn't seem to pull back. Server went down within like 15 minutes and then it came back up, and then if you tried logging in and went into invasions, it was back to normal. However, I got to keep every single reward without any invasions progress. Now at that time, I still went ahead and did invasions anyway. This was before we had a Towers of Time, and I heard the Sub-Zero fight was going to be like a nod towards the 95 movie. Now I figure while we're in here, I do want to bring something up. At the time of this upload, there's 4 days left, and if you're at about 500 points, you'll make it in the 5%. And I would say you can get in even sooner than that because I had grinded more after getting into the top 5%, and I got into the top 5 an hour ago at about 420. The rewards I really want are all towards the bottom, except for the coins. Now something I am curious about on your guys' end is the Floyd Tower. Is it still popping up for you? Is it becoming more rare to pop up? I do feel for the players that I'm still seeing comments where they're still going against them and they're getting close, or they're just not seeing the tower pop up as often. And I gotta share myself, since I've been back in here grinding, I don't see the tower that much either, and I thought maybe I wouldn't see it as often anymore since I've completed it several times. I think I saw it one other time since then, but I wasn't able to do it at the time, so I didn't get to play it, but since then I haven't seen it. So I want to say in total, since it's came out, I've seen the Floyd Tower 4 times. I can only share from my own experience, but the best way for me to find it at the time was be out in the menu and then come into Towers of Time, and if it was there, it was there. Let's see if this one shows anything. Someone shared that the pink one will actually spawn, but I've yet to see that myself. And something else I do want to share is, sadly, we may not see the MKX Reptile. I still think there's a chance, but the reason why I pulled back on that idea is because it was shared recently that the mask for Reptile, that is the one that honors the Mortal Kombat X Reptile, is found in a chest in a later season. So if the piece is separate from the skin, I don't think it's going to be a bundle, unless they were to do something separate, kind of like Kitana, maybe her fan showing up in the shop being separate from the skin. I don't know if that's intended or not. That is kind of weird. Let's talk about the roster for a second, because somebody made a good point. If MK1 was done, this could be 2 rows that could be cleared up without the question mark. We've always had random select and we didn't need that button there in the middle, and it kind of does look like it leaves room for more. For me, when he talks about 4 characters, I do feel like we could see more characters. That could be 2 more main characters, 2 more cameos. I don't know how they're going to do it yet. Regardless if he's even referring to those 4 characters as new characters or current characters, I feel like there's a good chance he's speaking of current characters, but I still think we're going to get more characters. And don't say I'm overanalyzing things. I mean, I could be a little bit, but seriously, look how much content we've got that I think anybody could say you were crazy for thinking that would be coming in the game had we not known ahead of time. That is MKX skins, Floyd, a Floyd Tower with smoke in it, Mortal Kombat 2 movie skins coming into the game, so I do feel like there's still possibilities of other things to come. So I'm just going to say it, I'm feeling optimistic about it, especially that Ed Boon is finally engaging with the Mortal Kombat 1 community again. Even if it is small, better than nothing, and we're seeing content, so I think that says something. I think they were waiting until T1000 finished before they started moving forward with sharing more things and kind of hinting around at what's next. As always, I do want to thank you guys so much for liking the videos, leaving comments, and sharing the videos. That's all for this one, everyone. I will see you all live and or in the next video. Much love and take care.